Hey guys, Jesse with JTS Woodworking here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Kreg pocket hole jig. We're going to talk about how to use it and why I love it so much. Now this is going to wrap up my series of my 3 favorite Kreg jigs, okay? So the first one was about the drawer pull centering jig, and the second one was about the Kreg concealed hinge jig. And if you haven't seen those videos, I will leave a link to them in the description below. But for this video, we're going to be talking about the Kreg pocket hole jig. I love it. It's so versatile and it's very easy to use. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so this is the Kreg pocket hole jig. On the base you have this clamp, okay? And you can adjust it by simply turning this right here, and there's a lock nut there. That way you can get it set so when you clamp it, it puts the right amount of pressure on it. So that's to hold your workpiece, and we'll show you that in a minute. This piece right here, you can take it out, and this, depending on how high you have it in there, covers your thickness of material. So if you can see that right there, each line represents a different thickness. So let's say we're going to drill into 3/4 inch wood, which I'm going to. We want to set our depth to that line on 3/4. Okay, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so this thumb screw is loose. We can move it up and down. We want it on 3/4, so we're going to bring that line, and there's holes, so it's indexed, so you can't be off as long as you screw this in. Get that right on there. Start tightening it in. You can see how it's pulling it down because there's indexing holes there, and you have it set to the right depth. Okay, so the next piece to this Kreg jig is this special drill bit with a stop collar, okay? And you want to set it again to the thickness of the wood that you're drilling into. So as you see here, there are different numbers here on this side and this side corresponding to the thickness of the wood you're going to drill into, and I'll show you how to set the depth stop on the drill bit for that. Okay, so lastly is something I highly recommend getting if it does not come with your Kreg jig kit. This right here is the dust collection port for it. I highly recommend it because without it, it creates a huge mess, okay? But with it, virtually no dust. I mean, it is night and day. So I'll show you the difference, but I would definitely get it if it doesn't come with your kit. Okay, so now to show you how to set up the drill bit and the stop collar, you want to take an Allen wrench, make sure that's loose, and what you're aiming for, so in this case we're cutting 3/4 inch board, we're aiming for the edge, not the tip, but the edge of where it starts getting wide to line up with that line. So we want to bring it, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but get it close, say right about there. We take this collar and we butt it up against there and we tighten it down. So now we got our depth collar set exactly where we want it. Okay, next we're going to take our board, whatever it is, I'm just using a piece of scrap here. We'll set it in there, make sure our clamping pressure is set right, and that'll hold it nice and tight. Now I'll start drilling these holes, but basically you have 3 options here. You can do all 3. Usually, depending on the board, I will, just pick which one you think you need and which spot you need it. But there's 3 different options here. You can do them side by side like this, side by side like this, side by side like this, or however you want. But I'm going to show you what happens when you have no dust collection and you drill these holes. Oh, and before I do that, make sure you use some kind of clamp and get it secured to the work surface. Alright, so there's the dust, but that's not even all of it. Let's unclamp it. We had this dust collection shroud on here. Let's see if there's anything underneath it. Yeah, so there's even more underneath this. So when you don't have this, you're just using this bare tool, you get all this dust. That's just 3 holes. So let me clean this up and show you what it looks like with some dust collection. Wow. Usually, if you don't have that, you have dust pulling out of these holes as you drill them down. Look at that. Nothing. It's amazing. So yeah, I highly recommend the dust collector shroud. Okay, so I made a fresh piece here just to show you. Here's the pocket holes we drilled. Okay. Now, when you put these boards together, you want to do it so the angle of the screw is going in towards the center, not like this. That angle of the screws goes like this towards the end grain. You don't want that. So do it like this, and then you want to clamp it in position however you want it, and then you start to drill your pocket hole screws in. Okay, so here's a pocket hole screw. This is the size screw we're going to need for this, but you can see it has a square shaped index in there. So you'll need a special driver for that, but the kit comes with it. So in order to know what size you need, you can look at the box. So here's the box. Now all of the different sizes still have the same chart in the back. If you look closely, it says material thickness. Okay, we're working with 3/4 inch, which is right there. Hard to see. And then it says the screw length you'll need is 1 1/4 inch. Well, this box has 1 1/4 inch screws. That's how we know what we need. So we're gonna take our square bit driver and drill them in. Okay, so here's the special driver. It has the square end on it, which fits perfectly in these screws. That's what they're made for. And you want to make sure you don't drive in too hard or too fast. Make sure you just snug them up. I just set my drill here on 2 so I didn't overdrive them. Then you can remove the clamp, however you clamp it, and that's your joint. Most times I'll use glue underneath, and then the pocket hole screws will hold everything together. But if you clamp it right, you'll get a good result. And with this method, this pocket hole method, you can do a lot of projects nice and easy. All right, guys, so it really is that simple. I love this jig because it's so versatile. I've used it on tables, I've used it on cabinets, I use it on all my shop furniture, and there's nothing else that compares with it. I know there are other companies that make these jigs, but this is the one I have, so I wanted to show you guys how to use it and how I like it. So anyways, that wraps up my series on my top 3 favorite Kreg jigs. If you guys want me to do a video on another jig that you like, let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.